Happy New Year, everyone. It's officially January the 1st. We have entered 2025. I have my standard New Year's Day cup. It's my cup of courage that my husband got me. And I wanted to talk about the thing that you see so many people talking about on the first day of a new year. Because, new year, new me, right? That's kind of the mantra. It's not personally one that I super subscribe to, but I do think it's important to set goals, particularly if you are a writer and you're trying to make it a career. And this is a goals list right here that I see a lot. This goals list for authors is something that when you look at it and you see someone who is attempting to get the things on this list, I always want people to think, is that something that's in my control? Is it in my control to get an agent? No. There are things you can do to move towards it, but you technically can't control when you get an agent. You can have the best book you possibly can. You can have your craft done. You can have done a beautiful query letter, all of those things. And the market might not be ready for your book. You might not have found the right agent. There are all sorts of things that are outside of your control. Hitting a bestseller list. The number of times that I have put this on a vision board or something is countless. And would I absolutely love to hit a bestseller list? Heck yeah, you better believe it. Is it something that's really in my control? No. There are a lot of factors that go into hitting the different bestsellers list. There's a lot of factors that go into hitting the New York Times bestseller list that I think people often aren't aware of. There are a lot of things that go into just the entire trend line, which also goes down to that last book down there on that last resolution on setting a new book talk trend. If you can do it and you can hit it big, then it can make your career. But the truth is, what the algorithm picks to push out to people is still kind of a mystery. We don't own the algorithm. It's owned by corporations, whether that's TikTok or Meta or YouTube, like we're on right now. The algorithm is something that you technically can't control. Again, you can do your best. You can put out new content, all that kind of stuff, but outside of your control. Having a book go to auction. Wow. This is one where trad publishers, the idea of one of the big five fighting over something that I wrote is something that I will always want. But again, not really in my control. I would need to have, I don't even know what, but it's not completely in my control. Some things are going to hit super big that you wouldn't think would hit, and other things that you think would don't. It really is. I hate how much of this industry is technically a little bit of luck, but the truth is some of it is luck. Writing 8 new stories. So technically this is in my control, but it's not something that is in my control without hitting burnout. This is something that I used to think I could just push through. You will pay for it at some point. You will absolutely pay for pushing through. The piper always comes calling. So, what does a list look like that is more achievable, at least for me? So, I went with something this year that is more like this. So the first 2 things that are on here, I am contracted to deliver. So there will be a free online read that goes along with the ER Doc South Pole reunion that will be released in, I believe it's April or May. It will be 20 days in a row, 500 words. It'll be available on the Harlequin website. Contracted to deliver it. Ren and Luca's Happily Ever After. I am also contracted to deliver this bad boy. So I will absolutely be getting it done as well because I don't want to have to fix my contract in any way. The Immortal's Guide to Divorce. So, this is something that has been on my back burner for several years now, if I'm being really, really honest. It is the story of my heart. It is one that I really want to bring forward, and I am no longer going to let myself put it on a back burner. It gets to come forward for 2025, and it's going to get written this year. My plan is to pitch it to agents, so it's probably not going to be out for a while. If it goes places, it's going to go places. I'll release it myself if I have to, but I am in control this year of putting the final touches on the Immortal's Guide to Divorce. Regular YouTube content. I love coming on and just kind of chit-chatting and giving authors stuff that is reasonable and things that people can actually do. I'm not going to tell you that you can do, 50,000 words every month. Maybe for you can. It's not something that I can do. And then I can put out a monthly newsletter. This is something that I did every month this year, last year. Wow, see, that 2024 is still kind of hanging around. But it's something that I did every month last year. And it is something that I am looking forward to doing again this year. So my newsletter link is down below if you want to keep up with everything. But I want you, when you're looking at putting together your author list, look and see what is actually something that you can do. Don't feel like you have to do what best-selling authors did. They all started where we are, which is just sitting in a room without anything written. Stephen King has famously said he had nails full of rejection notes. It happens. And then I want to bring it back and kind of end with this grounded note. I choose a new word every year. I don't remember where I saw it. I've done it for the last several years. And this year I'm choosing grounded. 2024 was a year. Let's just put it that way. It was a year. It was a vibe of something. And so in 2025, what I'm really looking to is ground myself. I want to take care of my mental health. I want to take care of my writing. I want to be present both in my writing life and in my day-to-day life. And I love this quote from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland that Lewis Carroll wrote. It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. So here's to 2025. Here's to those resolutions and making them things that you can actually do on your own. And also here's to more coffee as we get through 2025 together. So drop whatever your resolution is down below. I'd love to see it and cheer you on. Have a great 2025.